Good morning, and welcome to AC Flora High School's 59th annual graduation. We are delighted to have so many family members and graduates in attendance today. Please stand for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red-glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Benjamin, and please be seated. Graduation from high school is a memorable event for all students and their families. As such, we have made every effort to provide a ceremony that continues Flora's tradition of focusing on the academic accomplishments of the graduates. The appropriate atmosphere for this graduation ceremony is to be one of dignity and respect for the accomplishments of each student. The appropriate time for celebration will be after the ceremony. It is my pleasure to make a few important introductions. First, the Board of School Commissioners, Ms. Cheryl Harris, Chairwoman, Ms. Angela Clyburn, Ms. Tamika Myers, Mr. Jamie Devine, Dr. Aaron Bishop, Mrs. Beatrice King, and Mr. Robert Lomanak. I would also like to introduce our district administration, led by our superintendent, Dr. Craig Witherspoon, Dr. Sherry Vesey, Chief of Staff, Dr. Meandre Prince, Executive Director of Schools, and Dr. Sandra Broussard, Chief of Teaching and Learning. I'd also like to recognize and introduce the school administration. I am Susan Childs, the principal. We have Ms. Tiffany Ligon, assistant principal, Dr. Tori Simmons, assistant principal, Mr. Fletcher Speigner, assistant principal, Mr. Brent Davis, assistant principal, and Mr. Dominic Paget, assistant principal. I would also like to recognize our senior class officers and our student body officers who have devoted their time and energy to bettering our school. Please stand and remain standing when your name is called. The senior class officers: Tina Maria Sandoval, President; Phillips Acker Daniels, Vice President; Nancy Crawford Davenport, Secretary; Sarah Caroline Long, Treasurer; and our student body officers include Jackson Tyler Price, our President; Madeline Claire Bryan, Vice President; Sally Chavis O'Connor, Treasurer; Campbell Genevieve McKenzie, Secretary, and William Dargan Rambo, Reporter. Thank you, guys, and be seated. At this time, we will hear from Tina Maria Sandoval, the Salutatorian for the class of 2022, followed by the speech by Valedictorian Harrison Caspino.
Good morning, everyone. Perspectives on high school graduation vary from person to person. Some see high school graduation as the transition into adulthood. Others view graduation as the first of many steps into the real world. However, it's commonly agreed upon that high school graduation is a milestone. Clearly, everyone here agrees, or else we would not be sitting out in the hot South Carolina sun. Today is a huge day in our lives, and as I look at the proud faces in the stands, I am reminded of a specific phrase. It takes a village to raise a child. This phrase suggests that a strong support system is necessary for a child to grow and progress, for a child to achieve great milestones. Based on my experience, I believe this statement is true. So, whether or not you believe that high school graduation marks the metamorphosis into adulthood and the real world, today is a day of change. Today is the day that the village gets to admire the children they raised. Each one of us has a village. They are composed of those we deem fundamental in our development. This could include family, friends, teachers, mentors, bosses, coaches, or any figure that has provided support or guidance. Our villages have helped us make it to this moment. Their assistance and care made the long road to graduation far less treacherous. My village is here today. My mom, my family, teachers, and friends. All of these individuals have served as streetlights down the road to the present. And for that, I am incredibly grateful. I can definitively say that without my village, I would not be here today. So, to my peers, while today is our day to celebrate an amazing accomplishment in our lives and a time to celebrate, it is also the perfect opportunity to thank those that have helped us along the way. It is now time to thank the village. To our teachers, thank you for showing patience and compassion. To our families and surrogate families, thank you for helping us through hard times. And to my classmates, thank you for your support and friendship. So, as we move on from high school, we will find ourselves in new territory, whether that is in the workforce, the military, or in college. Soon, we will find new villages and new people to be grateful for, but we should never forget those that have helped us along the way, whether they are here today or not. I will never forget you. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. When I wrote the rough draft of this speech, I was told that it had too much of a punch. And so I got to rewriting and rewriting. And eventually, I found myself right back at where I always find myself, staring at a blank page. A blank page is really exciting. It is an opportunity to express oneself, an opportunity to see your reflection on a page. In fact, it is so exciting that I didn't want to put words on it. I was so terrified of writing on a blank page that putting even the slightest drop of ink on it seemed like an unbearable task that was destined to fail. What if I mess this up? The chance of ruining a piece of paper haunts me. It almost prevented me from writing this speech, completing my college applications, and standing before you today. See, what they don't tell you about the treacherous climb to valedictorianship is that it is a never-ending cycle of constantly feeling just behind productive, just behind perfect, just one blank page away from being perfect, just 1 point away from the perfect transcript. If I couldn't get this exactly right, then maybe it is back to the drawing board for this academic endeavor. If I couldn't get this exactly right, then maybe they were right about me. But this isn't about me. This is about all of the essays that will never get written, all of the drawings that will never get illustrated, and all of the legislation that will never get drafted if the people that we grow up to be are overawed by a blank page. I will spend no time talking about plagues, floods, or any unprecedented events that are out unprecedented constantly. Because to speak of such events would take away from all the lovely accomplishments that we have all achieved together, and the wonderful people that I have the privilege and honor of addressing today. It is you all, my friends, my teachers, my family, and of course my brother and Maggie Kemp and Favor Ekachugu, who have given me the strength to tackle the blank page, to tear away its novelty, its intimidation, its lure, and to see it for what it actually is: an opportunity to write, an opportunity to create, and an opportunity to change. I have many favorite words, and before I can conclude, I want to share a word with you all that will hopefully tie together this speech. Fierce, the ability to be intensely productive. It is written on my wall, and during a recent stressful time, it was written on my hand. And now it is written on a formerly blank piece of paper. If we all possess the capabilities to be thoughtful and compassionate human beings, which we do, I have no doubts, then it is fierceness that moves that potential into action. It is fierceness that enables us to follow what we once deemed as too embarrassing to chase. And it is fierceness that enables us to grab a pen, click the button on the back, slam it down, create, and defeat the wasted potential that would be otherwise known as a blank piece of paper. 30 minutes after graduation, remind yourself of everything it took to get where you are today. All of the fierceness it took you to vanquish the countless blank pieces of paper. Be proud of this moment. And wherever you find yourself next, don't be afraid to tackle the blank page. I would also like to take a moment to honor all the victims of the senseless gun violence in our country, all of those who never even had the chance to tackle the blank page. Congratulations to the AC Flora class of 2022. Thank you.
I'm delighted to have an opportunity to share some thoughts with our class of 22. First, I want to recognize that the members of this class have been exposed to and have contributed to a culture of excellence during their years at Flora. The AC Flora class of 2022 has excelled in the classroom, in the arts, in athletics, and throughout multiple endeavors throughout the community. During your 4 years at Flora, you've been a part of 7 athletic state championships, over 30 fine arts state titles, over 3 national awards. You've participated in academic competitions, community service, and hours upon hours of academic coursework, leading AC Flora to be named a top school in the state of South Carolina. We know that your achievements have not come out with great hard work and sacrifice on your part. But as Tina Maria mentioned, you also have had a strong support system from educators from elementary through middle and through high school. In addition, you have certainly had support from your parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, friends, neighbors. So at this time, I'm going to ask the class of 22 to recognize all those who've supported you in obtaining this recognition. My journey with many of you began 7 years ago when you entered middle school. Since that time, I have watched you grow from young children into young adults. I've watched you go from lining up for lunch to lining up to receive your high school diploma. I've watched as you earn academic awards to include over $23 million worth in scholarships so far. I have watched the class of 2022 overcome many challenges, and I've watched this class come together to support each other during tough times. As you go forward in life, one of my greatest hopes is that I will be able to watch you continue to be kind and respectful to all others whom you encounter. From here, you will go in many directions, but I am confident that your days at AC Flora will be a firm foundation for your life ahead. You have witnessed excellence. You have created excellence. Continue to dream with excellence in mind. It is my charge to you now to believe in yourself and take hold of your dreams. Remember that we care about you. We love you, because once a Falcon, always a Falcon. I'll do this while y'all get to the right page. To Dr. Craig Witherspoon and the Board of School Commissioners, on behalf of Richland County School District 1 and as principal of AC Flora High School, I do verify that each senior has met the standards that the state of South Carolina requires, as well as Richland County School District 1, for graduation, and they are ready to receive their diplomas today.
AC Flora Falcons, how are you this morning? Hot. Harrison, is that hot or fierce? Fierce. It is certainly my pleasure to say congratulations to this class, and congratulations to the AC Flora administration and faculty and staff for being a part of these young people's village. And to the parents, family, and friends being here to celebrate this accomplishment and to move you forward into many accomplishments that you will experience as you move forward. Take this village, take this fierceness, and make your community and this world a better place. Commissioner King, on behalf of the state of South Carolina and Richland School District 1, I do certify that each senior has met all requirements for the state of South Carolina and Richland 1, and I do request the release of their diplomas.
Good morning. Please, let us unite for a brief moment of silence to remember and honor our loved ones who are not here. Well, graduation is an occasion usually marked by many cliches. So how about this one? Saving the best for last. Also, it's often said that you won't remember what people said, but you will remember how people made you feel. So I have two choices here. Either keep you slow roasting the time of a long blah blah speech, which you sure won't remember, or release you fast, which may earn me selfishly a few extra hugs of gratitude. You can never have too much gratitude, and so graduates, it's been done, but we need to do it again, okay? I'm counting on you to recognize the heroic work that teachers and administrators, your parents, and all your support group has done over the past 2 years to bring you to the finish line. Come on, let's give them another round of applause. Come on. You've brought me pure joy to serve you on the school board. So now, go do your next thing. But do it well, please, as you know how to do it. I love you. We love you. So Falcons, let's get this last show on the road. Come on, get your diplomas. Dr. Witherspoon, as a school board member for the Richland One School Board, and behalf on my fellow commissioners, I accept your recommendation and ask that we release the diplomas of the AC Flora class of 2022 with the understanding that they have met all requirements of the state of South Carolina and Richland One. Come on, guys, let's do it.
The class of 2022 will now prepare to receive their diplomas. To preserve the dignity of this ceremony, we ask that you please refrain from any applause or outburst until the last name has been called. All graduate names will be called to honor the entire class of 2022. I would like to present the honor graduates of AC Flora High School. Harrison Kayleigh Caspino, Tina Maria Sandoval, Campbell Genevieve McKenzie, Calhoun Masters McCullough, John Luke Avant, Ivy Nexon Barber, Catherine Ann Scott, Jacob Lloyd Springs, Nancy Crawford Davenport, Elaine Brace Hutchinson. Congratulations to the honor graduates. We will now proceed with the graduates of the class of 2022. Phillips Acker Daniels, Sarah Caroline Long, Jackson Tyler Price, Madeline Claire Bryan, Sally Chavis O'Connor, William Dargan Rambo, Julian Jackson Adams, Kamari Khalil Adams, Sophia Ray Adams, Roseline Bola Alade, Brianna Charnay Anderson, DeMonte Marquet Jeremiah Anderson. Serenity Lee Anderson. Andre Lanell Archie Jr. Kason Kendu Armstrong. Kayshana Vanessa Armstrong. Nicholas Elijah Ashley. James Darius Ashurst Jr. Janelle Tosin Austin. Jonathan Boyce Bankhead Jr. Marcus Napoleon Banks Jr. Eva Hermione Behringer. Jaden Angelo Barrow. Jackson Stephen Beckham. Stuart Tanner Bell. Trenard Benjamin. Lennon Noah Berger. Ariana Sinai Elise Best. Margaret Stewart Biggs. Jacob Clayton Bigham. Maya Evelyn Black. Callie Elizabeth Blackman. Jaden Alexander Bulware. Megan Alyssa Beauvais. George Flynn Bowie. Kiera Michaela Boyd. Dominique Taylor Simone Bradshaw. Lawrence Jared Branch. Caroline Rollins Brantley. Abigail Grace Bryce. Dorian Francis Britt. Nicholas Jacoby Brooker. Willie Carlos Brooks. LaDeja Fatima Brown. Eleanor Grace Brumgart. Cameron Jamel Bryant. Kimora Chanel Bryant. Xander Michael Buchan. Sarah Grace Berger. Michael Patrick Bygott. Jermaine Antonio Bison. Pablo Jose Calderon Castillo. Campbell Louis Cicchini. Christina Grace Chambers. Raven Hart Chaplin. Tanaya Naaja Chaplin. Daviana Michaela Chavis. Mary Emerson Chetwood. Gavin Joseph Chirazi. Tanya Odalis Claros Alman. Brianna Giselle Clinton. Jathaniel Raphael Codrington. Elizabeth Meade Coleman. John Connor Condon. Jacob Robert William Connery. DeTariana Tenise Jenna Council. Jacob Kwaku Crawfee. Samuel Dylan Cope. Tia Corinne Kernius. Kamandre Amon Curry.
Patricia Marie Daly. Isaiah Emmanuel Darden. Ellen Meadows Dargan. John Ellis Davies. John Christopher Davis, Jr., Jose Luis Del Valle Sanchez, William Smith DeLong, Lauren Elizabeth Dennis, Tanaya Sharice Dent, Amaja Camriana Devat, Brandy Nyaria Diamond, Perla Yasmin Diaz Marquez, Thomas Joel Dobbins, Dalila Dothe Quezada, Alexandria Nicole Dozier, Michael Carter Duke, Chikamzo Favor Ikechukwu, Jake Carter Ellis, Farouk Oras Farouk, Miles Christian Faust, Tatiana Fabian Velasco, Ezekiel Fernandez III, Isabella Lee Fink, John William Flowers, Eternity Micaiah Ford, Elizabeth Rebecca Freeman, William Addison Fritz, Ariel Nicole Furr, Anna Gail Gahagan, George Douglas Gallagher Jr., Mario Alberto Gandarillia Soto, Armando Garcia Ramirez Jr., Laurel Eleanor Lucille Garris, Andrew Norris Galls, David William Gavin Jr., Margaret Eloise Gettings, Alay Shantae Getton, Janiyah Felicia Gibson, Erin Katie Lorene Godwin, Mackenzie Taylor Goethe, Destiny Nevaeh Goings, Takia Nashay Sierra Goodwin, Grayson John Gould, Aaliyah Marie Grady, James Thomas Green III, Terrell Jayon Green, Patrick Newton Greer Jr., Charles Bennett Griffin V, Elizabeth Grace Griffin, Arthur Williams Goodmanson Jr., Hannah Shea Haddon, Devon Markel Haggins, William Sloan Hamilton, Marquetta Ladora Hankerson, Taylor Ryan Harris, James Birch Harrison, Thomas Brooks Harton, Takayla Shamaya Hartree, Talia Brianna Harvey, Michael Hunter Haygood, Michael Hunter Helmley, James Christian Hendricks Jr., Abigail Emily Herpel, Richard Furman Hewitt III, Malik Tavion Hayward. Jordan Noel Hill. James Hayes Hilton. James Pearson Hoffman. Jason Davis Holt. Catherine Lynn Horton. Kenza Marie Leslie Hanjaby Huso. Jacob Allen Howard. Laddie Mason Howard. Tyler Banks Hudson Jr. Luciana Maria Inseralde. Antoine Cheyenne Irick. Azaria Verna Jackson. Isaiah Warren Jacobs. Caitlin Grace James. Samaya Janelle Jeffrey.
Jessica Jimenez. Curry Wofford Johnson. Milan Simone Johnson. Brooklyn Kylie Jones. Stephanie Danielle Jones. Logan Michelle Jordan. Aaron Robert Joyner. Jaron Reese Kenner Salah. Cameron James Kingston. Riley Johanna Kinsey. Kennedy Sierra Kitt. Clementina Kiza. Alyssa Nicole Knowles. Robert Ellis Lanham. Alan Lee. Ori Mason Lindler. Maxiana Amaris Lipson. Deshandra Passion Lloyd. Michael Patrick Loggins. Carlos Yahir Lopez Alberto. Jennifer Loreno Lopez Aguilar. Dewan Carlos Mack. Deshaun LaCarter Mack. Lauren Grace Maffei. Trenton Jackson Malone. Grace Eileen Mangus. Bess McKeever Manning. McKenna Caitlin Marsh. Maleke Allen Marsh. Mary Grace Martinez. Joshua Jared Mason. Taylor Claire Matheny. Shania Ashawn Matthews Monroe. Christopher Michael John Maddox Jr. Jaylon Michael McBride. Robert John McCardle III. Zachary Anderson McCarley. Rivers Monroe McElveen. Kyler Jalen McClellan. Eli Jeffrey McMichael. Archer Beatty Mears. Alejandra Medrano Castro. Serenity Jaleesa Merrick. Logan Edward Meyer. Zion Zamir Millhouse. Zanaya Yasmin Minor. Alejandro Ube Miranda Jr. Carson McKay Meisenheimer. Madison Lugene Morris. Caleb Willis Moy. Zyshawn Ladane Myers. Matteo Nicolini. Favor Wachuku Nzui. John William O'Kane. Markia Vanae Owens. Tatiana Juliana Palomino. Thomas George Papadakis II. Harris Hartwell Parker IV. Benjamin Alexander Pierman. Henry Pacina Fernandez. Preston Siler Pale. Maria Ophelia Peraza. Aiden Lux Perkins. Harrison Bruce Phillips. Alan Pimentel. David Pineda Rayo. Osose Gift Pogoson. Grayson Elizabeth Poole. Jaden Bryce Porter. Ava Young Portney. Elizabeth Summers Poteet. Riley Grace Potter. Lonnie John Bailey Pratt. Jaden Centel Priester. Soraya Yvonne Pryor. Ansley Christine Ramos. Calvin Alexander Roscoe. Meredith Chilton Rashley. Lainey Tyndall Ray. Margaret Davis Regal. Makisha Miriam Reese.
Jakai Elijah Reed. Catherine Hart Revels. Mary Days Rhodes. Cooper James Rhine. Georgia Elizabeth Ritker. Nina Nicole Riley. Isaac Antonio Rivera Alvarenga. Javier Tristan Rivera. Charity Faith Rivers. Morgan Alexis Robinson. Troy Lasatis Nero Robinson Jr. Tyler Robinson. John Edward Rogers. Faith Alexandria Romero. Star Isabella Romero. Nayeli Ruz Vega. Julia Aaron Russo. Jabari Demico Sanders. Mary Mullen Sandifer. Melton Dion Scott Jr. Brendan Lorenzo Scriven. Michael Thomas Scruggs. Jacob Michael Sears. Judah Bryant Seawright. Chastity Nicole Sessions. Makai Kenneth Settles. Jahid Khalib Abdullah Shabazz. Don Twain Demarian Lamar Shackelford Jr. Eva Marie Sheely. Sylvia Ann Sheely. Jonathan Dalton Shipes. Asia Joy Simpson. Jawan Allen Jaquarius Sims. Kendrick Noel Skipper. Joaquim Le Small. Braden James Smith. Chanel Lanasia Solomon. Shelton Terrell Solomon. Shane Wesley Sorrells. Jasmine Kaylee Spires. Andrew Bryson Stevens. Thomas Westbrook Stiles. Caroline Elizabeth Still. Riley Ann Still. Charlie Mack Stokes. Jenna Teresa Strickland. Luke Patrick Sullivan. Benjamin Perry Tanner V. Kamaya Chantel Taylor. Kennedy Clarice Taylor. Zamaja Danae Diane Thomas. Anna Claire Timms. Chandler Noah Trammell. Andrew Ellis Tucker. Toronto Jashawn Turkvant. Rayanne Ibrahim Isa Ulalish. Amani Raquel Vinson. Grace McKay Vipperman. Saida Habiba Wade. Avery Elizabeth Wales. Christopher Shanga Wallace. Ariel Faith O'Reilly Wally. Stephen Clyburn West IV. Raven Tamia White. Chelsea Marie Whittle. Jada Michelle Williams. Jaden Isaiah Williams. Takira Nikia Williams. Victoria Brooke Williams. Victoria Kelsey Williams. Ray Woodrow Wilson IV. Shakaya Shalay Wilson. Jason Fletcher Weingard. Andrew Jennings Wise. Janae Antoinette Wise. Gabrielle Cornelius Wright. Kasia Kiari Wright Thompson. Jules Christine Yenny. Dylan Joseph Yenny. Lauren Elizabeth Yenny. Angel Emily Young. Anna Beatrice Young. And Joshua Benjamin Young. Congratulations. At this time, we will be led by the Falcon Singers in the singing of the Alma Mater. Seniors can find the words in their program, please.
We will ever love and praise, and
Graduates of the class of 2022, you may now turn your tassels. The graduates will be dismissed. While everyone else, please stand as our graduates are dismissed. Again, congratulations to the class of 2022. Have a great day.